Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, it's review time. I know it's quick, but hey, some things just don't take a lot of time. And I've been beating the daylights out of this thing for the last couple hours. And I gotta tell you, it's a lot of fun. I tried hooking it up to my crappy little Rock-Tech amp, and yeah, crappy is the word for it. It sounds like crap. It's an old amp, and yeah, it's dying. So I decided to plug this sucker into my iMac through my iRig device, which is 24-bit. And this thing's like, I think maybe 8-bit or something like that. But definite improvement on sound quality. So yeah, homemade sticks. I still got to get sticks. But yeah, this thing's a lot of fun. But just to show you through things here, there's a button here called pad assign. If you just hold it down, tap on the pad, till you get the sound you want. Okay, so that's a little bit of fun. So you got your beats here, 8 beat, 1 and 2. There's number 2. 16 beat 1, 16 beat 2. Heavy metal, slow rock, swing, ballad, shuffle, pops, pops 2. Disco 2, hard rock, reggae, salsa, bossa nova, rumba, samba, afro, country, Dixie, march, ondo, 6/8 march, waltz, jazz waltz. And of course you got fill-ins too for these. And you do have volume control as well as tempo. Play along with it, you know, to add in more sounds. There's not much to this thing. It runs off of C-cell batteries. Normally these things come with a set of sticks. I didn't get sticks with this. I got it used off of a buddy. We made a trade deal, which was good. You've got your line out jack for a 1/4 inch for headphones, or in this case I'm running a mono cable out into my iRig, like I said. And you've got a MIDI output port as well. Now you can look this thing up on YouTube. There's very little for videos on it, but what is there is a couple guys doing the same sort of thing, and a few others that are actually hooking modifying through the MIDI port or going through the internals, and they're putting in a row of extra connectors either down the side or out the back, or knobs, to make other different freaky sounds come out of this thing. And that's kind of neat and all, but some of the sounds that I've heard, really, they're scary. You know, but not my sort of deal after looking them up long enough, and so I decided, well, we're not going to go that way. But I am definitely going to modify a foot switch so I can turn this on and off, and probably do the intro fill-in switch as well, with a foot switch, so I can control those. As far as the rest of it goes, well, I have to all do it manually because I only got 2 feet, so there you go. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little rig, you know, and the built-in speaker, I'll just unplug it here. And crank the volume up full tilt here. So, not the world's best sound out of the built-in speaker. Much better now. So what I am going to try and do is, I'm going to get an adapter for going from the mini stereo headphone jack to the larger one. Because I have an extra set of sub speakers here that are not being used, because I've got the Predator system on my iMac, and that's where you're hearing the sound coming through now. And but I got this other set, and I'm going to see how well they work with this, and that would give me like a totally separate source altogether. And then I'm going to see if I can find some kind of a, pretty, medium duty, I guess, music stand that I can tilt and angle and put this thing, off to the corner, so I can, beat on the drums there in the corner, and see how that works out for me. Because I am going to also be picking up a new keyboard, hopefully next month if everything works out well. But we'll see what happens, so no guarantee there. But I got my eyes on a nice new Yamaha at the music store, and so hopefully I can get that. But basic machine to learn drums on, it's great. It's very small. It's not like the bigger electronic kits nowadays. And they do have a lot of choices of kits out there for even stuff that's smaller like this. Yamaha's got one out that's a little bit bigger than this, and it's got a whole whack load of pads and different heights and stuff, so it's more like running a real drum set for your heights and your wrist movements and stuff. So, and more pads is always nice. This is basic 4, so hey, it works. It's good as a starter. Yeah, I'm really liking it. Now, my buddy that was selling this was actually asking $60 for it, and from what I found out, I think that's pretty much a fair price, to pay for one like this. And this thing's like from the 80s, from the research I did. This is 1980s stuff, and I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty old, but it doesn't really look it, right? But it kind of does in some ways, because you don't really have a lot of, different rhythms here to deal with. But with the rhythms, I mean, that you do get, what do you get here? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 different rhythms that you can change the tempos on all of them. You can play along with them to add in the extras that you want in. You've got the intro and the fill-in area too. You can assign your pads, whatever sounds you want that are within the machine, which is good. So it does have quite the versatility in it for an older machine, and the portability factor of having the built-in speaker is great too. So if you're sitting in the back seat of the car and you want to jam out, you can do that. Plug headphones in, whatever, for private listening. So even for the kids, stick a pair of headphones on their head, and you don't have to listen to them all. You'll hear the pad sound, and that's it, right? But yeah, definitely a lot of kudos there. I mean, so let's take an effect, the fact of, it is an older machine, so we'll have to make believe we're back in the 80s type of thing here for a minute. I don't know what it sold for new, probably, well over $100, $200 maybe brand new. I didn't do enough research to find out what it used to sell for, but it's probably up and around that area. And being Yamaha, it is quality. And obviously after all this time and everything is still functioning perfectly in it, you know, that's pretty good. You know, it's got the durability for the lifetime, for the long haul. So that's really good too. Being at a used price range of averaging around, you know, $60, you know, that's decent. You know, I would put this little machine, you know, in an easy 4 out of 5. You know, and if you want the improved sound quality, plug into an amp that's got, you know, about probably an 8 to 10 inch, 12 inch speaker in it. I've got a 6 inch speaker in my Rocktech amp, and it did sound okay, but it's just still not quite there. It's still a little bit on the tin side, right? This, that's got some thud, you know. But, I mean, you're talking 100 times better quality sound coming out of this than my little amp, right? But it's got a 6 inch speaker, so I'd say 8, 10, 12 and up. You know, even put it into a bass amp, because then you can really get some good thud, you know, on your main drum. And, yeah, you could do that, or like I said, hook it into your computer through an iRig device and have some good speakers on your computer, and you can get some really good sound going there, you know. And this is good if you're a guitar player or whatever, a piano player, and you want to keep time better. The drummer is what keeps the beat going, right? It keeps you on time. So, you know, you've got that variety, right? Where you can change the tempos to whatever style of music there. So, you know, it's decent, you know. It'll definitely get you going, that's for sure. It'll get you started with very little cash outlay, you know. So yeah, definitely 4 out of 5. So guys, if you're looking for one of these, you're only going to find them used. So if you do find one and it's in great shape and everything works fine on it, no hassles, and you know, even the built-in speaker, you know, still sounds pretty good, then I'd say you got a winner on your hands there. So that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.